Okay, we are at 3351 Whitestone Circle. This is building, so you see over there is the address, and then it says Building 1. And you've got FR, so that's for Flora Ridge. I mean, just a lot of nice ornate details. If you look up in here, all the patios and balconies are screened in. The landscape is a nice mature landscape, covered parking. Now we are in technically what would be the front of the resort or the community. That you see this wall here, and over there in the middle, that's where the gate is. It is electronically gated, and you have to show your ID. There's none of that punching in a code if you're a visitor. So me, they had to put my name on a list, and then when I came in, it was kind of like an ATM machine. I had to insert my driver's license, and then someone came onto an intercom and spoke with me to make sure that I was legit. And surprisingly, they let me in. So you can see all kinds of trees, all sorts of, so these are oaks here, and those are gonna get even bigger and more mature. Crepe myrtles. Over here, these are magnolias, and then some palms. And then again, nice green grass. You got a nice, fencing that goes around. It looks like wrought iron, but I'm sure it's probably aluminum. And this is the perimeter road that goes around the resort. So we're gonna pop inside of unit 304 here at 3351. And then in addition to that, I will drive around and give you a tour of the resort so you can see what it looks like on the grounds. All right, so we're about to enter unit 304. This is 3351 Whitestone Circle. Yeah, Whitestone Circle. And I believe it's Building 1. 3351 Whitestone Circle, Unit 304. All right, so here we go. So I've been in and inspected. So first of all, these units are built very well. They're very ornate. You can see you've got a lot of detail in here. Just little, just some design work, and you can do so many fabulous things with that. I'm gonna kind of spin around before we start going into the bedroom. So this is the living area. Through there's your kitchen, and then through that hallway there are the other two bedrooms, bathroom that those bedrooms share, and laundry room, and air conditioning and water heater. All the rooms in this unit have ceiling fans. Looks like we got a fresh paint, fresh floors, everything in here with that, but I'll point things out to you. The door handles, all of the fittings and fixtures seem to match. This is going to be your primary bedroom. Your master two here, you can look here, there's some more details right here, which you don't see in many units. The floor, I found a spare part, so this is luxury final plan. Oh, so hey, that's a little right there. I was wondering what was causing that that's catching right there, just FYI. This unit at the moment does not have electricity or water. One of the things we would want to do is have all of that turned on for the inspection. Right here, so this is single pane windows. I'm starting to become more fond of single pane windows here in Florida than the double panes, and I'll explain why to you later. I'm not sure if that's like a pressed wood or something. I think it's not stone. But you're here on the third level. Again, everything is just, I mean, even though the electricity is off, the unit smells nice, it feels fresh. I like the fact that they use these lighter color floors because it allows the light, to bounce around. So it's bouncing off the floors, it's bouncing off the ceiling here. And I mean, there's no electricity in here right now. You can see pretty well. Even through the bathroom, and there's no windows in the bathroom, but all the light flooding in, you can see that it's lighting everything pretty well. And this is going to be for Sherry. So this is a standard shower head here. And I'm assuming this would probably be the bathroom that you would use. So here you go. Here's all the fittings here. And just to give you a good view, I do see some areas here. There's going to be some caulking done, but I mean, this is stuff that you're just a maintenance guy could do. Kind of interesting because a lot of times you would have a toilet right here, but the toilet is over here on this side. You got a towel rack. So there's lots of space in here. You could put a chair or a little mini sofa or a bench here, And then here is your walk-in closet. And it's good to see. So the floor is a good quality. It was done by a professional or someone who really knew what they were doing. I, so far, have not found any faults in the floor. Yeah, but just a nice back. You can see here too, you got a lot of recessed can lights. There's sprinkler systems in here throughout the home, so that should save you on the insurance. There's no vanity lights here. There's just the lights above. So that might be something if that's important to you, that may be something you'd want to have an electrician do. There we go. So let's just look up underneath here. So all of this looks like, so you got, this is a vinyl type of thing that's been laid in here. This property, I think all the properties we're going to see today, so there's always like little evidence of they had a water leak, or a drip at one time. Again, home inspector, he'll come through here and they'll look at it. But it's nice because everything's visible for us. There's no guesswork. So all of this is original. This has just been painted. This is a latex paint. This is what we call a laminate or formica, actually. So kind of builder's choice. Looks like too they put a frame around the mirror here. Probably because there could be some delamination or whatever. The mirror starts to sometimes flake on the edge. But other than the tops and things, the house is in pretty good shape. Now we're going to see how it compares to the other units today. But this is a very nice unit. The work that they have done was really nice. Okay, I hope I got the measurements here. This is a very large screened-in balcony. You open these doors right here when you're here in the winter time, and that becomes an extension of your home. And it's it's not a bad view. It's because the architecture and everything, the buildings are pretty themselves. Here, so from here to that point there is about 13 feet. From that point all the way to that wall right there is like another 15, and then you're looking at roughly about 17 to 18 feet all the way across over here. And then the depth of this unit, or this, is about 8 feet. I want to say 7 or 8 feet here. No spot for ceiling fans or anything like that above you, but you do have some lights over here on each side of the door. And you do have an electrical outlet right here. And all this is screened in for you. So this too is single pane, but again, in Florida, I am starting to become more fond of the single pane than I am of a double pane, and I can explain that why. So this, they probably had a little cat or something right here, but this right here, this is just the vinyl. This slides up and down, this slides out. I have to replace those all the time on my house. You can buy those for like $10 at Home Depot. I like the quality of blinds they have here. These are definitely not original. I wouldn't think so. Still, because they're still intact. And this home, I want to say, this home was purchased quite some time ago by the current owner here. And it appears that it's been rented, if not all the time, most of the time. All right, so let's go into, so this is nice too right here. I like this. I mean, someone could say you could knock this out, but I like the fact that that is so big and open, and it just kind of separates and gives you some space, you know, as far as separating the rooms. Okay, so all the cabinets are open. These are original cabinets. Lots of people will do this, and this is fine. So they'll paint them and then put handles on them or stain them. This is a latex paint though. And right now, because the electricity's off, it's going to get humid in here. So I did these guys a favor and I opened all of these cabinets because this will start to stick. If you put paint on paint, I can't reach that over there because I'm vertically challenged up there, but you can see they're doing everything to, you know, keep the place fresh and everything. But, you know, that's something to be aware of. The oven right here looks, if it's not brand new, it's close to brand new. I'm surprised that I didn't open it up and find stickers in it. It doesn't look like it's been used before. Yeah, I mean, if it's so, maybe just before the last tenant or something. Formica countertops. So, you know, again, builder's choice. GE is the brand for that, for the oven. I don't know what this is right here. I don't see a name on it. And then this here is a Frigidaire. And forgive me, I told myself I was going to move slower. I apologize. I'll try to move slower. And then this is a Whirlpool. That is probably the original dishwasher. You got a garbage disposal under there, and it looks like they put the laminate stuff underneath there just in case. It just helps with cleanup. These are things that landlords do. I know because I used to be one. And, you know, when you're trying to turn one of these, it's nice to be able to get in, clean it up quickly so you can get your next tenant in there. These, I don't think that's rust. That's just, it could be rust, but these are easy to replace if you want to do so, or just clean them or have them cleaned. It may be easier to just replace them. Appliances. So, you know, that's probably the only newer one, and that was the only one that's stainless steel. All of the other appliances in here were black at that time. You got the big 42-inch cabinets, and then you also have the crown molding on the top. So, again, the place is really nice. Feels clean, feels fresh. I wish they had the electricity on him in here, but that's something we can work on later. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Pardon me. Excuse me, my camera's giving me a little bit of a fit here. There we go. All right, so this would be the second bedroom. And so we're looking at the back of the property, or the back of the building. So all of the windows for this unit are in the back. Again, I mean, I've looked fairly carefully to see if there were any flaws in the floor. The floor looks pretty good. The fact that they went into the carpets and everything. They didn't pull the baseboards off, and that's okay. What they did though, to make up so that you wouldn't see any imperfections, they used this stuff right here. This is called quarter round, and that's really nice. Professionals do that. Again, here's that. I don't know. We'll see when the other ones, if that was builder, you know, if they were built that way. But just a nice little property, nice arches in here, and how they've got the lights. Now those are cool. I like those. I imagine that provides quite a bit of ambiance here. You can also change those out to something different. But I really do like that. The quality build of this, just the condo, the interior and the exterior when you walk through the hallways, I'm impressed with it. I see a lot of, in my business, I see a lot of things that are questionable, you know, especially when it comes to the quality of build and that sort of thing. This seems to be built fairly sturdy. I myself, I would have no issues purchasing a property here because it's just well designed, well built. Okay, here is your laundry room. So you actually have a laundry room in a condo, which is great. So you could put more shelving in here if you wanted to. There's a lot of space above it. Washer and dryer. These are not the originals. I wouldn't think so. They are basic, but I'm telling you, I like basic these days. I've got a couple of those computer deals, the Samsungs, and I have so many issues with my dryer since the day I bought it, probably. Here is your hot water heater. This looks good. I could not find a date on it, but I'm not bothered by that. It could be original, but I don't see that being a problem. You know, units this size right here for a condo this size, that thing could last possibly forever. Here is your air conditioning and air handler. Bathrooms to the left, we'll go in there in a second. So you can see up through here. You can put a filter up there. And then I think you might be able to put a filter inside here. Yeah, so you got a filter there. And I don't know if there's a filter there, probably not. You don't need to put a filter there, that would be overkill. That's just a vent, because if you don't have a vent like this here, then you would need to have a louver door here. Again, you can see here the doors are fresh. You know, everything's got this nice semi-gloss white paint on it, and it looks great. These here, again, all of the cabinets are original. The sinks, you know, the hardware is probably all original too. Looks like there's been something here. You see the difference in the color there? So they probably chipped this out. They probably had a plumbing issue at one point. I had to chip that out and open that up so that we could work on the plumbing. And there's the shower head for this one here. So it is a tub. So you got two bathrooms. So this one too also has the vanity lights, the medicine cabinet. They also framed this in. All right. So so here's the floor that they used, and this is really nice. I'd like to be able to see this. So this is what we call a luxury vinyl plank. And to my knowledge, this bit right here, so this is kind of a rubbery synthetic stuff. This is what makes it luxury. If this was kind of a pressed part, you'll see it looks like it's basically paper, or they'll call it pressed wood on here. And that, they'll call it vinyl plank. When they call it LVP, that means it's got this surface right here on it. They lock in together. I don't want to say they're indestructible, but it's hard to damage these things. And they're also, they stand up to water and mopping and things like that too. Whereas if you had the other material, the pressed paper, and you got water between the planks, you would have yourself a little bit of a problem. All right, so there we go. Again, you got sprinklers, you got lights here, so just a lot of a lot of ornate details to this property that you don't see. So this property, I'm not familiar with the brand, but it says 6/11/24, so it's a couple going on 2 years old. It looks good. You know, probably built in China, but I'm sure they're probably all built in China too. It's great. It's got electric right there. So if you wanted to, you could store like a little, you know, vacuum cleaner or something like that in here. Floor sweeper. All right, guys, so I'm going to go through kind of slow. I realize sometimes I get a little crazy with the camera. So I'm just going to go through slow, all right, just to give you an idea. All right, we're in the back right here. So actually, technically, we're in the front. We're toward the front. So the bathroom right here. This is the bathroom that services these 2 bedrooms. Excuse me, laundry room here on the right. And then we've got the 2 bedrooms here. Let me go up. We're kind of panning around like like we're a child or something here. I'm holding it low. And then right here, you've got your kitchen. And this is a really cool open floor plan. Even if you have like your daughter come stay with you for a week or two, you wouldn't necessarily need to go to the big house in Sonoma because there's plenty of space in here. There's cam lights above us. There will be plenty of light when you light this place up or have electricity. And then coming through here, or actually, let's kind of look through here for a second. So here we go, and then you look through here, and you just look how nice that is. Nice big open space. This is one of the smaller 3-bedroom units, I believe. I think this one is less than 1,500. I mean, we're talking 150, maybe 200 square feet more, and that could just be closet space too. Here you go. So that would probably be your dining room, your living area over there. And then of course you go through the double doors and you got your screened in patio or balcony. And then through here we've got the primary bedroom. So I'm just going to pan back around, give you another little view here. And there you go. So I believe this is 3351 Whitestone Unit 304. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll discuss this one later. All right, guys. So we're on the 3rd floor at building 3351 Whitestone Circle. Just want to give you an idea of the layout. So on each side of the building, you're going to have a set of stairs and an entryway. That entryway is screened in. There is some, of course, below it is the ability for pets to make their way in. But the whole place looks really good and clean. You don't see, and there's the mailman. How you doing, bud? And so there's the elevator there. There's 1 elevator per building. And so just to point this out, so we're going to go here. This is the hallway that leads to Unit 304. You can see you got lights, so it feels secure all the way down. And I also wanted to point out, so you can touch this here. That is cinder block. So this whole thing, even right here, the floors, this is concrete. This is probably poured concrete. So over here is Unit 304. And just so you get an idea of how the building is numbered, actually let me pop over here real quick. Just so I don't tell you something and then have to take it back. Yeah, so 5, 6, and then it's going to be 7, 8. All right, so right over here to the right, we're on the far side. We're on the opposite side of where the elevator is. You can see there's a set of stairs. So this is the back of the building. This is the front of the building. All the units on the front of the building are odd numbers. All the units on the back of the building are even numbers. That's how it is in this building anyway. So you'll see right over here. It's the back of the building, 308. 307 behind me. So when you're looking at the buildings, and just remember, odd is in the front, even is in the back, and that will help you determine, if there's no photographs, that will help you determine the orientation, where your patio is going to face. All right, we're going to go. We're going to pop inside a 304 here now and give you a nice tour of it. All right, guys, too. One of the things that I check out when I'm in a unit in a building is the elevator. So you're gonna look down here. All of these elevators, they have to be serviced every so often. But this one is clean. Look at that stainless steel. It smells like Murphy's oil in here. I can tell you the HOA here, just by driving the grounds, looking around the building, looking at everything, the HOA here is on their A game. They really are. They're doing a great job. Anyway, you see us going down. We're going to go up so that you get a good eye, so we can pop up to Unit 304. While we're here, so there's the main entry. There's a canopy there, and then the other side, the entrance goes out the opposite direction. It goes out to the back. All right, so let's pop up and see Unit 304.